The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Weird. We have a different approach to what I'm sure a lot of people will assume is a love story, just because, like, we cast a guy in the movie. Andrew Burnap, great dude. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
Sure. Here's a rewritten, more dramatic and clickbait-style version that focuses on the unusual love story angle. A love story. With a stalker? This isn't your typical fairy tale romance. In fact, it's weird, and intentionally so. While most people might expect a sweet love story, especially with a charming guy in the mix, played by the talented Andrew Burnap, this film flips the script. We're taking a totally different approach, she revealed. Yes, there's a guy. Yes, there's a connection. But calling it a love story just because of that? Not quite. It's strange, uncomfortable. And that's the point. And in true Hollywood fashion, honestly, all of Andrew's scenes could end up on the cutting room floor. Who knows? That's just how this town works. So don't expect roses and candlelit dinners. This is a twisted, haunting tale of obsession, blurred lines, and a romance that might not be romance at all. Want me to make it even more sensationalized or add a specific celebrity angle?
I think this girl does not deserve a feature-length film.
You want to trash that legacy? That company that now Disney has screwed up the last 5 years trying to please a small percentage of minorities in America? Yeah, we're sick of it. So the more you do this, Disney, Iger, Zegler, whatever her name is, yes, this is exactly the backlash you're going to get from parents who have kids who are your customers. You're supposed to win parents over. You're talking to kids, the parents pay for the tickets. You have to be a dummy as a marketer. If I'm Bob Iger, you know what we're doing? Emergency meeting. We're putting Snow White on hold for 2 years, and guess what? Pay her a couple $1,000,000, go away. We're going to bring another person to play this role because you just screwed this thing up.
Absolutely. Here's a dramatic and clickbait-style rewrite with that punchy tone. Rachel Zegler's movie flopped, and it's only getting worse. After a shocking opening week, things were already looking grim for Rachel Zegler and her so-called modern classic. Many hoped the numbers would bounce back, with optimistic fans predicting a slow and steady rise as curiosity brought more people into theaters. But oh, were they wrong? Instead of gaining traction, the film is sinking fast. What was supposed to be a fan-favorite revival is now turning into a full-blown box office disaster. Critics are confused, fans are disappointed, and the internet? Brutal. Can this sinking ship be saved? Or is Rachel Zegler's big moment officially turning into Hollywood's latest cautionary tale? Want to add more drama, fan reactions, or tie it to another celeb for extra heat?
Things just went from bad to worse for Snow White, and it's shaping up to become one of the biggest bombs of all time.
Absolutely. Here's a spicy, clickbait-style rewrite that really leans into the drama and humiliation angle. Rachel Zegler's Snow White just made Disney history. For all the wrong reasons. You guys, this flop just hit a new low. The drop-off. From week 1 to week 2 is officially worse than Disney's 2019 Dumbo, which is saying something. Rachel Zegler's Snow White now holds the record for the worst second-week drop of any Disney live-action remake. Ever. But while this cinematic disaster was unfolding, Rachel Zegler made a desperate move to save face, and it backfired badly. In what fans are calling a total PR meltdown, Rachel actually went to the theater herself to watch Snow White with a few friends, hoping maybe to create some buzz or show support for her own film. But when she arrived, crickets. The theater was completely empty. And yes, it was all caught on camera. Her friend posted a video on Instagram shouting Rachel's name as it popped up on the screen, in a ghost town theater. Awkward doesn't even begin to cover it. Now, this moment has sparked a viral trend online. People filming themselves watching Snow White in near-empty theaters. And the wild part? Almost every single video shows a completely deserted cinema. This wasn't just a box office flop. It's turning into a full-blown Hollywood humiliation. Want to push it even further with fan reactions, memes, or more heat?
The Snow White remake is now one of the lowest rated films in IMDb history. This is such a poor reception for a Disney princess movie, and I'll be surprised if it even has a 1-star tomorrow because the bad reviews keep pouring in by the second.
Oh, we're going full tea now. Here's a juicier, clickbait-heavy rewrite with that dramatic edge. Disney's done with Rachel Zegler. Rumors swirl after Snow White disaster. And with this embarrassing trend of empty theaters going viral, things are going from bad to worse for Rachel Zegler. Sources say Disney execs are not happy, like, at all. Behind the scenes, tension is reportedly boiling over. Now here's where it gets really messy. Unconfirmed reports are already circulating that Rachel has been quietly dropped by Disney. Yep, you heard that right. After the Snow White catastrophe and her PR fumbles, insiders claim Disney is ready to cut their losses and move on. If true, this would be a stunning fall from grace for the actress once positioned as the face of a new Disney era. Now, she might be out of the castle entirely. No official statement yet, but in Hollywood, silence sometimes says everything. Want to follow this up with a timeline of the fallout or a breakdown of the reasons why Disney might drop her?
Wow, people love me.
Oh, this one's dripping with drama. Here's a sharp, clickbait-style rewrite that highlights Andrew Burnap's lost moment, Rachel's controversial comments, and the fallout from it all. He thought this movie would make him a star, until Rachel Zegler ruined everything. For a lot of people, Snow White was supposed to be a big deal. But for actor Andrew Burnap, it was meant to be his breakout moment. Before all the chaos, the backlash, and the disaster that this film turned into, there was genuine excitement. Audiences were curious. Industry insiders whispered that Andrew might be the next big thing. And even he believed it. I remember, I auditioned, sent in a tape. Andrew told People magazine. You train yourself to just forget about it. And then weeks later I got the email. They wanted to see me again. I was like, you've got to be kidding. Then came the chemistry read with Rachel Zegler. And the day I got the job, I literally sat down on the ground and thought, wow. My life is about to change. And change it did, but not in the way he expected. Because before filming even wrapped, Rachel Zegler started tearing down everything. The movie, the legacy, and even Andrew's character. During press tours, she acted like she was too good for the role, constantly criticizing the original film and mocking the love story. Many got the vibe that Rachel saw herself as the Snow White Messiah, and wasn't shy about throwing shade at anything she felt didn't live up to her modern vision. But the moment that really sent jaws dropping? An interview with Extra TV where she straight up called Andrew's character a stalker, a guy that literally stalks her. Weird, she said. We have a different approach to what I'm sure a lot of people will assume is a love story just because we cast a guy in the movie. Andrew Burnap, great dude. But it's really not about the love story at all. Which is like, really, really wonderful. Wonderful for who, Rachel? Because for Andrew Burnap, this was supposed to be his moment. Instead, it turned into a PR nightmare, and he was reduced to a side character in a film that's now making headlines for all the wrong reasons. Want me to follow this with a "What's next for Andrew" segment, or maybe a dramatic headline-style quote rundown of Rachel's most controversial interviews?
$270 million on the film, the studio opted for a small LA premiere held Saturday in the middle of the day with limited press. Zegler greeted children dressed as Snow White. She was not at Disneyland on Sunday, where Gal Gadot promoted the film, surrounded by children dressed as her character, the Evil Queen.
Now moved. By this point, Disney had had enough. She was actively turning away half their audience. They reportedly flew the producer back out again just to talk to Rachel and try to get her under control. Eventually, Disney brought in a social media expert to help manage the chaos, and Rachel issued a public apology. Hi everyone. I want to sincerely apologize for the election post I shared. I let my emotions get the best of me. Hatred and anger have caused us to move further away from peace and understanding. I'm sorry I contributed to that. She continued. This week has been emotional for so many of us, but I believe everyone has the right to their opinion, even when it differs from my own. I'm committed to contributing positively toward a better tomorrow. But the damage was already done. Rachel's inability to hold her tongue may have cost her more than just fans. It might have just cost her her entire career. So now we have to ask, can Rachel Zegler recover from this disaster? Or has Hollywood officially shut the door? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to check out the next video where we break down what Disney might do next. Want me to turn this into a full script format with voiceover cues or visuals?